Okay, welcome back everybody to another episode of QuattroQuattroDos. Once again, I am your boy Christian, and today we are going to talk about not a lot of things. I'm actually deciding to make this one pretty short, and I'm gonna just kind of like push it to the next one because of, obviously, the season, even though it's not over for the regular teams in the MLS. But since we support the Houston Dynamo, it is over, and it has been over for like 2-3 weeks now. But I'm just kind of deciding to wait towards like the end of the season, which is going to be next Sunday coming, or this Sunday coming up, that we will be playing our last game against Colorado. I don't know why I said that way, but I did. So we're playing Colorado. Honestly, I don't even know what time we're playing them. I just kind of like checked out. Emotionally, physically, mentally, like all of the alleys, I just kind of decided to block this one out. I took a little week sabbatical from being a Houston Dynamo fan, just because it's been so many emotions. From like having your hopes up to like being kind of like killed in Dallas or Frisco. And it's just kind of, it's weird. But for next week, we're going to be talking about basically what I'm going to do is that I might even have like 2 different episodes, just depending how long they go. So I'm going to do like a player ratings. We're going to go through each player, and we're going to like just basically not rank them, but say the good things and the bad things of each player. We're going to call that one the good, the bad, and the ugly. And the ugly so far has been Kiki Struna. So we'll leave it at that. So player ratings next week. We're gonna do that, and then also we're gonna be talking about a lot of contract renewals are coming up. So at the end of this year, a lot of people are gonna be leaving, just because their contracts are due. So there's a good amount of players. There's like about 10 to 12 players, if I'm not mistaken, that their contract is due at the end of this year. Therefore, we're going to be talking about who we're going to keep and who we should let go. Well, I mean, in my personal opinion, of course, unless there's somebody out there that would like to, jump on and we can have a cool conversation about that. Also, since the season is going to be over, we're going to have like 2 months, to like hang out. I'm gonna see, and I'm gonna really try really hard to coordinate some interviews with different types of folks, from the ones that are very optimistic about this team to the ones that are very what's the opposite of optimistic? Like when you're not optimistic at all, unoptimistic. Well, whatever, you know what I mean. So from the optimistic guys, like Mr. Webb Tilton, who is probably the most optimistic Dynamo fan that I have ever seen in my entire life, to the most negative people, which are usually the ones that don't have names on Twitter, because they hide behind the little, I don't know if they hide, but they never show their name or their face or whatever, and they talk shit. So we'll talk. We'll see. I'll see if somebody wants to get on. We'll do a little Zoom call and kind of get them on. Get the 2 sides of the coins and kind of see where different people, where they come from. It's good to have both sides of the story, basically. And then we're also going to talk about Matt Jordan is going to be included in that, and a whole bunch of stuff. Maybe by that time we'll already have the rebrand. Today, Monday, the 2nd. If we actually, if this world basically doesn't go to shit by next week, we'll have another episode because the elections. But basically, the rebrand is coming 11, 17, 20, 17th of November. The rebrand is coming, or they posted that something new is coming into town. I'm kind of sad that the Dash kind of got dragged into it, basically. But that's going to be interesting. When it comes to the game against LAFC and Frisco, I watched them, but when you watch like a movie and you're like falling asleep and you kind of have to like rewatch it because you don't know what happened. but like you saw the whole entire movie, but you have no idea what was going on. That was me watching the LAFC game and the Frisco game. Because personally, my idea was that if we didn't beat Columbus, which I think we... How was the score against Columbus? I think we lost, right? I don't know. Honestly, that's how checked out I am. We tied 1-1. I think. I don't know. It's been a long day. It's been a long week. But yeah, since we didn't beat Columbus, to me, that game was like the vital, important game, like the kind of like the turning point that I was going to decide if we were going to make it or not into the playoffs. Obviously, we didn't make it. We tied 1-1, if I'm not mistaken. And basically, I just kind of like checked out. So the LAFC game, I kind of watched it out of, the love of the game and the love of the team, basically. But I wasn't expecting much. We didn't play. Let me rephrase that. We played. I think our worst games this year were against Chicago, that we lost like 4-0, and against Colorado, actually, that we got whooped over there. We didn't get whooped, but soccer-wise, we got whooped. Like we got dominated. We got lucky that we got a first goal, and then they scored. They tied us basically. But those were the two games that we were like outplayed. All the other games were pretty even. But then I would also include this LAFC game into that mix. It wasn't as a domination from the other team towards the Houston Dynamo. It was a little bit more even, but it was still kind of dominated a little bit more, from the LAFC part. Even though it was a 2-1 score, and we kept trying and fighting. I just think that there's always that little thing that we were missing, which the little thing that we were missing actually have a name and last name, Mauro Manotas. So he's Tommy McNamara is long gone. Maybe he would have made a difference. I don't know. At this point in time, who knows who would have made a difference. But yeah, so Mauro Manotas, obviously he's been non-existent for the past 10 games. Unfortunately, Cristian Ramirez has also. Mauro Manotas is not existent. Unfortunately, Cristian Ramirez is not either, because Mauro Manotas played most of the games. Therefore, Cristian had to sit out. And the games that Cristian played, unfortunately, he had shitty games as well. Even against Frisco, he probably the whole first half, we probably touched one ball. And it was probably a pass back. It wasn't even an attacking pass. But other than that, I think, that game against LAFC could have been, either or. But they have a lot more talent. Therefore, they were going to, beat us in a way. They had Rossi, who is becoming, or he's on track to becoming the top, scorer of the league. Of course, you have Vela. You have a bunch of other dudes, right? And then the FC Dallas game, I was a little bit more hopeful. Honestly, because I was like, derby game, we're literally fighting for the last thing that we could fight for, which is the goddamn cannon. And I was like, these motherfuckers are gonna go out and they're gonna give it all. They're gonna go fight. They're gonna go to Frisco. We're gonna win for it's gonna be the first time that we win in Frisco since 2011 or something like that. And we're gonna go up there and we're gonna kick their ass. At least a 2-0. In Frisco. But unfortunately, it didn't turn out that way. Honestly, I don't even know how the game ended. I just know that we lost. I didn't take notes. I basically dozed in and out of the game. Also, it didn't help that it was a day game. It was at 2:30, and I was at home with all my kids. So you kind of have to multitask a little bit, and I'm terrible at that. So I can't be feeding my baby her bottle and then watching the game at the same time, because I'll miss her mouth and I'll put the bottle in her eye or something. So concentration wasn't there. Honestly, the will or me wanting to watch the game wasn't there. But it is what it is. We ended up losing. And also some scary things were said in the press conference that kind of broke my heart a little bit. I posted it on Twitter that I have the video, so if anybody out there wants to shoot me a message and they want to see the video, I'm more than glad. I'll put it out there. But it's basically I actually have saved on my phone. I might just even put it out. It's Tab Ramos saying Victor Araiza asked him. So now now looking forward to next year. Obviously, we were completely out. We were the first team in the MLS to be eliminated, like 100%. Not even the fucking Galaxy, with no coach, got eliminated before us. With less games. Well, I don't know if that matters, but so he asked him. Victor Araiza asked Tab Ramos, "Hey, Tab Ramos, so looking forward to next year. What has been promised? I don't know. What have they promised you? The front office, Matt Jordan, Gabriel Brenner, and company. What did they promise you for next year? Like, what kind of power do you have to make moves next year? Who to bring in, who to leave out, and stuff like that." And then Tab Ramos kind of hit us with to be fair, they didn't promise me anything. And I just kind of my mouth dropped and I was like, what the fuck? And then my wife looked at me probably stop cursing around the kids type of thing. And I was like, wait, so you're trying to tell me that when they hired Tab Ramos, the conversation of, hey, in 2020, unfortunately, even before the pandemic, in 2020, we're not going to be able to do a lot of changes because, these players have contracts till the end of the year. So, you're going to have to play this season, which ends in November, with the players that you got, which, it's understandable. You come into a new team and you have to honor the contracts. But then you tell the guy, they didn't tell the guy, in 2021 though, you'll be, in that off season, you'll be able to make decisions on who to keep and how much money we can give you, or how, the amount of power to bring new players in. We'll give you that. And actually, now that I think about it, I'm kind of I find little nuggets here and there to kind of calm myself down. Because, if we think about it, Bajamich, even though he wasn't extremely expensive, talking about soccer money, I guess, $1.2 million, it was a player that he kind of wanted, he said. He said he's been looking at him for a period of time now. And, luckily we were able to get him literally on the last day of the transfer window, which I think it would have been a complete shit show if Matt Jordan wasn't able to, seal that deal, because we would have lost, Bajamich to a third division team in England, and it would have been Dynamo fans would have thrown the biggest fit. I mean, it's not like they haven't all year, right? But they would have thrown the biggest, especially with the whole situation with Ellis, selling a guy that's probably worth $7 to $8 million for $1 million. It's dude, you paid $4 million for him. Why would you sell him at $1 million? But and him being the best player that you have in your team at the moment. But whatever. It is what it is. That has moved on, and then so it's kind of scary that they didn't promise anything. But then also you kind of, if you want to be the half full type of guy, you see that Bajamich was able to come in. Therefore, you see some type of they're trying to help him out in some shape, way, form. But yeah, other than that, I mean, going back to the Frisco game, Adam Lundqvist, I mean, I always do the same thing every episode. I say that I'm going to pronounce his name, and I never do. So Lundy also talked about, basically how shitty the game was. Him coming out of a 2-game suspension. Didn't play a good game. One of the goals came from his side. That I remember. And basically on the press conference, he talked about, hey, we play like shit. It's time for us to sit down, realize that we have been playing, we've been playing good. Like the team as a collective has been playing good, but we need to win. Unfortunately in soccer, the team that always plays better doesn't win. You win by scoring goals. Duh, right? So basically that's what he said. We need to score. We need to put the ball in the back of the net, and everybody needs to do their part. And then you had Darwin Seren, basically almost said the same thing. We have to go back. We have to look at what we did good, what we did bad. Seren had a great year, outstanding year, probably one of the MVPs, if not the MVP of the year. Busting his ass every single game, every single minute, admitted when he was wrong, admitted when he was right. Like a overall, in the running for MVP of the team for this year for sure. And then Christian Ramirez on Twitter, he kind of vented out and he was like, I don't want to miss the playoffs ever again. And that's the sentiment that every Houston Dynamo FC, I guess we can call it now, every Houston Dynamo FC fan has been saying since the goddamn beginning of time, basically. We have to be a minimum. The minimum bar for the Houston Dynamo has to be going to the playoffs every single year. That should be the minimum for a team that is in the fourth largest city in the United States, that has its own stadium in downtown, one of the better looking stadiums, has a winning women's soccer team, attached to them, that they deserve all the merit because they've been whooping ass this year. And, they have transformed their team as well. But, come on, dude. We can be, with the potential that this city has to become a great soccer city, we can't be, sucking. Be so much. We can't be that bad. But, it is what it is. So, before I keep going and ranting, I'm just going to go ahead and kill it off right here. Don't forget to keep an eye out because, the next upcoming episodes are going to be a little bit more interesting just because, we're going to be talking players, we're going to be talking GM, we're going to be talking contracts, we're going to be talking, a couple things here and there that are going to be, we might even talk about Colorado game because this game actually against Frisco, the formation changed a lot. A lot of players that we haven't seen really played this game. And one of the things that Tab Ramos said basically was the season is over basically, and I just wanted to I need to look at players. I have players that haven't even played that much, so I need to look at what I have to see what I want to keep basically. So I'm very confident, and I hope to Lord Jesus Christ that this game against Colorado, Tab Ramos is going to put all the kids, Lemoyne, Palomino, who else? Name them. Lemoyne, Palomino, there's another kid I'm forgetting. But whatever, just play all the goddamn kids. Play all the kids, let them play, let them run, let them enjoy, let them have fun. We're playing a team that is fighting for a spot, so let them fight for it, And let's just go out there and play our the best soccer we can play. And, just have fun. We're not playing for anything. We're playing for our fans. We're playing for what's that word? For honor, basically. We're playing for honor to say, look, we don't suck that bad, We can win at home, basically. So, hopefully, when Sunday comes around, we'll have something good to say about this team. Hopefully, we are hopeful for next year. We're going to be out. So, November is basically going to be out. It's going to be playoffs. So, we're going to have December completely off. And then January. Damn, I said January for the first time correctly in forever. And then February, usually that's when most of the teams report back, because usually March, the end of February, beginnings of March, hopefully they don't push the season back. They've been thinking about pushing the season back to April. I actually don't want that to happen because my grandfather, he's coming from Argentina and I want to take him to a game. So it's going to be it's kind of like a dream of having my grandpa, my dad, myself, and taking my son out to a game. So it'll be like 4 generations of me's, going to supporting one team, because unfortunately my granddad is a River Plate. Yeah, I can't even say the name correctly. River Plate fan. Yeah, he's a River Plate fan. My dad is a Boca Juniors fan. I'm a Boca Juniors fan, and obviously my son is a Boca Juniors fan because I told him to. I told him he's going to be, so therefore he's going to be. But hopefully, and what I want to do is have all four of us be Houston Dynamo fans, and I think it would be a cool thing to like unite us in one team, in orange. So it's kind of in between, blue, yellow, red, white, orange in between, kind of cool. So it'd be cool if these motherfuckers don't push it back to keep it in March, and then because he's going back around that time in April. So it'd be cool to take my grandpa to a game and kind of enjoy soccer together as a family. It'd be cool. But other than that, it's enough about my family and stuff. Talk to you guys later. If you want to hit me up, if you want to be one of those people that actually wants to set up an interview, I know I've been saying this all the time and nobody ever contacts me, but it's all good. But now that the season is over, you can call in, or not call in, but because I'm not Glenn Davis, but you can text me or whatever. Not text me because you don't have my phone number, but you can shoot me a DM. We can set up a Zoom call. We'll record it and we'll put it out if you want to on the YouTubes. And people can see your face. And if you don't want to see your face, we can just do audio. And we'll do audio, whatever. And then you can tell me what you like, how you feel about this team. As bad, as good as you want it to be, and as bad as you want it to be. So, like I said, I'm trying to get some people that are like, not that negative about it, and then those people that are not that positive about it. But yeah, shut it down. Shoot me a message right here on the bottom. See you guys later. Have a good night, have a good day, and all that stuff. Later. Forever orange. Please don't change the goddamn colors. Keep it orange and black. Bye.